When I was thinking and praying about this 5-minute sermon, God brought a story back to my mind. I was selected to sing the Sunday night special at church. And this song was right before the sermon. And you always worked with the pastor to find a song that would fit with their sermon. Well, this same night, my cousin Brenda brought her brand new boyfriend to church. And this guy was really special to her. I know that because she took me aside and she told me not to do anything that would embarrass her or bring attention to them. Well, unfortunately, that night I had a little sore throat. So I'd gone to our kitchen at church and got a little glass of water. And we had padded pews, so sitting the glass of water on the padded pew, the glass would dump over, right? So I set it on the floor. And I knew the special was coming up. So I bent down to get the glass of water to take a drink when all of a sudden, a noise came out. A noise one makes when they break wind. I turned around and Brenda was so embarrassed. Her new boyfriend was laughing at me, along with a couple other people who heard the noise just as I had. It was at that moment that I was called up to sing the special that I had been practicing 2 weeks on. The name of the song, In the Midst of It All. And no, I did not do a good job on it. So I'm asking God, like, why are you bringing this back up to me now? He's like, look at the chorus. Look at the words in the chorus. And it says, in the midst of it all, I found hope that will never let me fall. And the Holy Spirit reminded me at that moment that I've heard the phrase renewed hope quite frequently lately. And that word renewed really didn't sit with me well. And I started to ask God, like, why? Why is this word not sitting with me well? You know, you renew your driver's license or your passport or a subscription because it expires. Why would you want hope to expire? I asked God, I was like, how can you redefine hope for me? What's a good word or phrase to put in front of hope? And he gave me the word infused, which means to be soaked, immersed, saturated, feeling something or someone with quality. I love that one. And that's what I want hope to be for me. It was at that moment I realized how finite my thought process was. And because my thought process was finite, it was limited to how God can define things in my life and really expand my thought process. I was like, holy cannoli, what other things am I limiting God in my thought process? And I started to ask him to redefine things for me. I just became really inquisitive. I was like, God, what things do you need to redefine for me? And healing came up. I was like, what? We have the heals board at church, which is awesome, and I love it. But when I think of healing, I think of physical healing. And God began to redefine healing for me as also mental, spiritual. You can be healed of a broken heart. He can heal your soul. And healing is far more advanced than what I was thinking, what I was defining it as, which was physical. So, what are some things that you are limiting God to? What are some things that he needs to redefine for you? Start asking him. Sit down with him. Get a pad and paper out. Start writing some things down. Get out your dictionary and look words up. Sometimes he can really blow your mind with what he gives you. Oh, and by the way, my cousin Brenda, she married that guy. And they have 2 kids, 2 dogs, and a cat. And they've been married for over 20 years and doing great. So, ask God, what do I need to redefine today?